Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joyce and I'm a final year medical student living in Nigeria. For me, one of the downsides of studying medicine is that medicine is such a long course, and I'm in the position where majority of my friends who are not studying medicine have graduated and they are all earning money, and I'm still in the university constantly feeling broke. I know there are a lot of medical students that are in my shoes. Now, not only do we spend a long time in school, but we also find it hard to combine any other thing with our studies because of the intense workload. Now, in this video, I'd be sharing some side hustles that you can get by as a medical student without doing too much or without much intrusion into your medical studies. Now, these hustles may not make you so rich, but they will help you get enough cash by yourself. And so you don't totally depend on your sponsors for everything and you don't try to consider taking illegal means of making money. For each side hustle, I'll let you know the level of difficulty that it takes to get in, and I'll also let you know how to get into this side hustle. Now, the first hustle I will share is becoming an ambassador. This is coming in first because you need little or no skill to become an ambassador. The fact that you are a medical student is a great prerequisite for this particular position. A lot of startups have programs for students. Startups such as medical startups, fintech, Web3 startups. University is such a large place and is a great market for building communities for startups. And this particular hustle, becoming an ambassador, is going to help you build skills. It will help you build your communication skill. It will help you build your networking skill. And these soft skills will translate into different things later in life. Now, some startups offer benefits. Sometimes the students get scholarships and sometimes they get stipends at the end of each year or at the end of each week, depending on how the startup is. The level of difficulty to get into this particular hustle, which is becoming an ambassador, is about 2/5. It's not very difficult. It's just to find startups who are offering positions for student ambassadorship, and it's a lot because a lot of startups are springing up and a lot of startups really need community for their market. Now, the second hustle is monetizing your hobbies. Now, looking at your already established skills, looking at yourself and knowing your CV of skills. For example, if you can paint, if you can bake, if you can cook, if you can do anything, if you can design, if you can code, whatever is your skill set as a person, you should try to know how to monetize those skill sets. It can even be writing. So starting out to make a CV of your already established skill, like taking a tool out of your toolkit and monetizing those particular skills. And in times like this where remote jobs are such awesome platforms, you can go on different remote sites. You can go on Fiverr, you can go on Upwork, you can go on Indeed. You don't even need to leave your school environment. You can take up remote jobs with those particular skills you have, and you will get paid whatever you choose to charge. The level of difficulty of getting into this particular hustle will maybe be 3. I'm saying 3/5 because you need to have a skill first before you can translate it into value. So it kind of needs you to have a skill already or have something you enjoy doing, which is going to translate into value, which is going to translate into your reward. Now, the third is building a brand. Now, building a brand is quite dicey because it's going to take a longer time than the others, and it requires a lot of skills also because it requires you to be consistent. Every other skill requires you to be consistent, but this requires you to be extra consistent, and it can be quite slow but very rewarding in the long run. So creating a brand is like creating a presence, a social media presence, picking your platform, any social media of your choice. It can be TikTok, it can be YouTube, it can be Facebook, it can be Instagram, whatever platform you're comfortable with. Just consistently make content around that particular platform. Continually make content on that particular platform, establishing yourself, being an authority in your particular niche as a medical student is a very rewarding side hustle in the long run. There are a lot of doctors who started this as medical students, and right now as doctors they make a lot. Some doctors from YouTube, say Ali Abdal, Paramedic, Dr. Mike, these are examples of doctors who started YouTube as medical students, and now they earn more than $100,000 each year from just YouTube. Aside from YouTube, other social media platforms, there are a lot of doctors who are currently making cash just by having a good presence on social media. I'd give this a 3/5 difficulty because it requires a lot of other skills like marketing, like writing, like creating video content. It just requires more than the usual. So, and it's a long-term goal. So it's a 3/5, but it's absolutely doable. The next side hustle is becoming a tutor. Medical students are naturally quite smart, so tutoring might be a good suggestion for a side hustle. What topic do you feel comfortable teaching? I mean, you got into med school with good grades on your sciences. People will pay to learn those particular courses you take to get into medical school. And you could volunteer to teach part-time those courses and get paid. Other than science courses, there are probably languages that you speak very fluently, and you could get paid online to teach people to speak those languages. You can check out platforms like Cambly, iTalkIt. Like, they pay tutors to teach people how to speak. It can be English, it can be Korean, it can be Mandarin, it can be French, different types of languages, and you get paid for communicating with those people in that particular language that you're fluent at. So teaching is a great call, and also you have control of your time because on each of these platforms you are allocated a particular time. If you're comfortable with an hour a day or 2 hours a day, so you basically own your time. You just come, fix in your schedule, and you get students who are ready to learn, and you get paid for that particular time you're surrendering. The level of difficulty to get this is about 2 to 3/5 because getting the right platform is very important, and this is a quite competitive place because aside from medical students, all other people are interested in using this as a side hustle. So you need to find you need to continually apply for a lot of platforms, and then wait till you get one. The next side hustle is writing questions for medical question banks. This is something I heard of late, and I've not tried it out, but according to some people who I confirmed with, they write past questions for some medical exam platforms online, and they get paid for it. Like, you just get to write work questions, you get to make up questions, and even one of the hacks to it is you can get questions from these platforms and then tune them, giving, like, for example, different symptoms, giving different ages, changing their age. Like, if the question says a 45-year-old woman presents with cough, you're going to say another symptom. You're going to say a 30-year-old woman presents with this kind of, with, say, catarrh. So you're just changing the questions. Or you can steal from your own school, get questions for yourself and formulate these questions. So depending on how hard the questions are, or depending on how satisfied the platform are with your question, then you get paid. Examples of this kind of platforms are CareSmed, PassMed, Geeky Medics. They give students the opportunity to make questions and then get paid for it. The level of difficulty can be 3/5 because it requires a lot of brain work. So you'll be required to do the work, but I assure you they pay well if they are satisfied with your work or with your questions. And the last side hustle for today would be selling digital products. Digital products can be like courses, can be books or guides on how to do things. This is consistent source of income. Like, there is no limit to how much you can make. You get to set your price, and the amazing thing is that this is a lifelong product, and you can put the same course on different platforms. This just requires you to put your knowledge together and either hit the record button or start to write your first chapter. Then once you have your product, you can make as much sales to sustain a good life. This level of difficulty for this digital product is, like, I'll give it a 3/5 because it involves you trying to put your knowledge together and making a scheme out of it and making it presentable for other people to learn. So it's a bit tedious. So I'd give it a 3/5. And these are all skills that you could multitask and still do great in medical schools. Speaking as a final year medical student, I have tried a lot of this and I've reaped my fruits, and I'm putting this out there so that you too can make some of yours. As always, if you have made this far with me, thanks for spending your time with me, and thank you also for making consistent effort towards your financial freedom. Please show some support by subscribing, by sharing this video to other medical students or other people who are interested in getting to financial freedom. And remember, don't put yourself in that box. Constantly amaze yourself. I'm rooting for you. Bye.